Hi there, what's going on guys? Today I wanted to talk about seal rows, which is a great exercise for back. So this video won't be too long, but I would really advise you to watch it because seal rows, if you didn't know, this exercise is extremely good. You can make great gains with it, so stay tuned. Unfortunately, this exercise is not very famous because in commercial gyms these days you can't really find this type of equipment. But don't worry, I will tell you how to find alternatives if you can't find it in your commercial gym. And so the seal row, it's pretty much like when you go to the physiotherapist and you're laying down on your stomach. The only difference obviously with the seal rows is that you're not waiting for someone to pump your back or just giving you a little massage. Here you're actually gonna perform the rows, but apart from that, this is literally the same position. So why seal rows are that awesome? Well, because they offer you to build a thick back, just like rowing do, the bent over rowing, the yates rowing. But here we're reducing the risk of injuries, and if you're already injured as well, you might be able to still work on your back without hurting yourself more. So if you're told, for example, that for a big back you need to do deadlifts, or if for example your legs are injured as well and you can't do deadlift for your back, then you can do seal rows. There is no indispensable exercises. And I used to do bent over rows, quite heavy, and you're gonna build some good muscle this way, but at some point you might be cheating, and at some point if you start balancing on the rows, on the bent over rows, you will probably hurt yourself. So this is why the seal rows, you really have to know this exercise. And even if you try to cheat, the only thing that will happen is your legs will go a bit up as you try to do the last reps of the seal rows. So that's really not going to be dangerous. Another reason why seal rows are that awesome is because of the range, or thanks to the range of motion that it offers you. Because when you're doing bent over rows, without the seal row bench, well, you really have to focus on your core and on your position, which really demands you a lot of attention, and then you kind of lose the focus on the back area. The gravity aspect of your body on the bench really makes it that when you hold the bar, you can still really go all the way down and really take this range of motion to your advantage. So now seal row variations, because I'm aware that you don't have a seal row bench in all the gyms, and you mostly probably don't have one. And so here is a variation of the seal row. So basically you can find this kind of benches which are not scalable, and you can add boxes under it. You can also use dumbbells instead of barbells, even though I would say the barbells are more comfortable. And if you don't have any boxes, you can use some plates. So when I was gymming in one of these big gyms that I was in, I was actually putting on 2 or 3 20 kg plates on each side. So there were so many plates that I could do this, but if you're in a small gym, people might not appreciate that. Also with the seal rows, you can really target different angles of your back, and doing this again with a stable position, with the bench. So you can, for example, take the bar higher and where your chest is, and then you can come up, which will target more the traps and the rear shoulders. But you can also really go down, and you can target the medium area for more back thickness or your lats. The grip width is also very interesting because the wider you go, the better you'll target your external lat. So this exercise can also be a very good alternative to the lat machine, or so-called lat pull downs. Now another reason again why seal rows are so good is because for beginners this is the perfect exercise. When you're a beginner, how often you complain about not being able to recruit your lats or feel your lats. Well, the seal rows will really offer you the chance to feel them, because you're such in a stable position, and like I talked about, the range of motion is very good as well, that you might actually end up feeling your back if you practice seal rows as a beginner. Of course, this is not the only reason why you can't feel your lats, that you don't have a seal row bench, for example, but simply when you don't have much muscles, this is normal, not simply to feel your lats. So as you get bigger in general, at some point you will build a bit more muscle on your back and a bit more, and at some point you'll be like, oh, I can feel my lats now. And this is just because sometimes you've got to let it grow a little bit first. So don't worry if you don't feel it, you're still working on it. Also, as a beginner, you will be taught to not cheat. So the seal rows are good again for this reason. So when should you use seal rows? Well, you know, whenever. Honestly, you could make it, you know, one of this specialized exercise. So I have another video where I talked about specialization in bodybuilding and how important this is to focus only on, you know, 2, 3, 4 exercises maximum, which really work for you. And seal rows could be one of these exercises. So you could, for example, do 8 sets, you know, if you're intermediate or more advanced of seal rows, and really absolutely hammer it on this exercise. So how to do seal rows? Well, like, you know, many exercises for back, you have to have your chest out, and you have to retract your shoulders as you go up. So, you know, your shoulder blades, and, you know, this way you're really gonna recruit your lats. So I'll just show you quickly 2 examples of 2 sessions of back where you could include the seal rows in. So here we go. The first one, you could do 5x5 on the deadlift, and then go on to seal rows, do 6 sets of 10 to 15 repetitions. Try, you know, to work on the volume, and then some upright rows for your traps, you know, 4 times 10 to 15. If you have, for example, lower back pain, what you can do is this kind of sessions. So, you know, we don't take the deadlift anymore. Now you're doing pull-ups 4 times 6 to 8, seal rows 6 times 10 to 15, and then some leg cable upright rows 4 times 10 to 15 reps. So here, you know, on all these exercises, we're basically not really using any balance for your back. So you're really not, if you're already injured, you should be able to do this session. And if you're not injured, then you're not taking any risks to get injured there. Alright guys, that was it for this video on seal rows. I hope you really appreciated it. If this was the case, put the thumb up, and then comment down below, and I will make sure to answer any questions that wasn't answered in this video. Thank you so much guys, take care of yourself.